To be completely honest, marketing is by no means a natural progression.
Hi Taman, welcome to your next move.
Hi Shrey.
Please tell us a little about where e-commerce is right now and how it is poised to grow over the next decade.
Shrey, first of all, happy to be here. Kudos on the job that you're doing.
Thank you.
Diving right in, e-commerce is in a really sweet spot.
Right.
The advent of COVID has really put e-commerce front and center. Its contribution to retail has increased from 6 to 8%. For more lockdown trends, viewers can refer to this article in LiveMint.
Yeah.
As a channel, it has captured FMCG companies' imagination. All in all, COVID-forced lockdown has expedited e-commerce adoption globally. For the next 10 years, e-commerce shall remain a bright spot in the retail ecosystem globally. Let's talk about India. The data revolution brought about by the drop in data tariffs, e-commerce has become accessible to all.
Right.
It is the singular focus of every single platform in the country to reach every nook and corner.
Right.
The likes of Amazon and Flipkart are building rural infrastructure to further democratize e-commerce. The programs for small businesses anchored by Amazon are bringing urban consumers close to rural MSMEs.
Right.
If you want to know more about e-commerce, you can read it in my blog.
Okay. So what does your day as a brand manager look like? Which teams and people do you generally work with?
Well, as a brand manager, my day is extremely eventful, to say the least. A brand manager role is a multifaceted one. A brand manager is supposed to initiate and own several brand-related projects day in and day out.
Right.
A brand manager is required to completely imbibe the functional benefit and the image inventory that a brand possesses.
Right.
In order to evaluate the work that creative agencies are doing.
Right.
A working knowledge of research methodologies is required to translate consumer speak into actionable insights. I would highly recommend aspiring brand managers to go through Question Pro, which is one of the business research blogs that I like.
Right.
To get a fundamental understandings of business research methods. Content that creative agencies create need to reach the right customer at the right time, which is why a strong grasp of media fundamentals is required. A brand manager also doubles up as a P&L manager for the brand. It is prudent for the brand manager to know the most common P&L metrics for their respective industry.
Right.
Coursera actually provides a good read on P&L, P&L fundamentals. There are other teams that a brand manager is required to liaise with in every project. For example, product development, manufacturing, legal, procurement, and regulatory, which ensures FSSAI compliance.
Right.
All FSSAI regulations are available on the FSSAI website. A broad understanding of the aforementioned domains is required to ensure product delivery. Above all, a brand manager has to be an expert project manager. He should know how to prioritize and deliver.
My next question is a long one. If you're seeing a rising trend of e-commerce happening on social media, this is aided by the rise of influencer marketing. Influencers are generating enough trust in their audiences to become legit shops. A fashion influencer can now launch a brand and sell directly from the Instagram shop. Are these trends going to affect the whole e-commerce ecosystem as we know it, forcing legacy e-commerce to go completely social in the long run, not just in branding, but also in selling? Or do you think that this phenomenon is a result of the total pie of e-commerce expanding? And since distribution at scale is something that is understood only by the likes of Unilever, P&G, Colgate, ITC, and their tribe, there is nothing for e-commerce, legacy e-commerce, to really worry about.
Great question, Shrey. Let me talk about influencers first. There are multiple tiers of influencers. It is extremely important to lay out your objective clearly before engaging them. I would recommend staying updated with the emerging trends on influencer marketing in the report on the link shared. To answer your second question, the rise of digital and e-commerce has blurred boundaries between marketing and selling.
Absolutely.
Online is the only channel where there is only but an instant between consumers' exposure to marketing, communication, and purchase.
Right.
All of social media, therefore, presents itself as a marketing and selling opportunity.
Right.
I like to stay abreast of developments in social media marketing domain through this blog on HubSpot. The proof of the pudding is in the rise of digital first brands like Ustra, Mamaearth, McAfee. These brands have successfully leveraged social, search, influencers, and e-commerce ecosystems to move consumers down the marketing funnel from awareness, consideration to conversion and loyalty.
Right.
Not just for digital first brands, even for traditional brands, e-commerce has become the next battlefield to win consumers. The bigwigs like Unilever, P&G, ITC, and Colgate are currently ahead of the curve, with more traditional mid-sized companies playing catch-up. The e-commerce pie, like you rightly said, is further expanding to include omni-channel, phygital, and subscription too. Again, you can read about these trends more on my blog, which is ecommerceoracle.blogspot.com.
Right.
Effectively, going by current trends, all of our behavior going forward will either be exhibited on or influenced by digital. For budding marketeers, I would recommend the digital marketing course by General Assembly to ensure they are prepared for marketing in a digital world.
Right. Now, coming to the core of what this show is about, we want to help people to reach where you are. You started with Wipro Enterprises, literally going to 30 shops a day to sell Santur and its line. And then you moved to L'Oreal before moving to ITC. You became the national key account manager of e-commerce in just 3 or 4 years of corporate experience, which is fast. And you moved to the coveted brand manager position. You know, the biggest lie told to people who get their first role as a salesperson is that marketing is just going to be a natural progression for you. It is when we are drowning in this quarterly numbers, and you and I have been in this together, we realize that people who started off in marketing keep on getting marketing roles, and the gap between sales and marketing over the years keeps getting widened. This leads to a feeling of despair. My question to you in this context is, how did you take your first step? And what do you think should be the first step of a person, let's say selling incense sticks in Chhattisgarh, 6 days a week, 10 to 11 hours a day? How can that person take their first step towards marketing?
Okay. To be completely honest, marketing is by no means a natural progression. And I think I'm a living proof of that.
Right.
Like you said, marketing or brand management are more coveted roles in an organization.
Right.
The problem is they're as elusive as they're few. Let's go by facts. For a certain turnover, you need a team of salespeople. But the same turnover from a single brand will need just one brand manager. The question, therefore, is how do you stand out in the crowd and make the cut? First, let me address the elephant in the room. It is possible for anyone to get into marketing. Marketing requires skills, yes, but not too technical that you need to go through rigorous postgraduate or graduate programs to imbibe fundamentals of marketing.
Absolutely.
Let me start by taking an example of the profile that you mentioned. For someone selling incense sticks in a rural area, the income would be just enough for sustenance, yet the likelihood of access to mobile internet is very high.
Yes.
Naturally, it is safe to assume a social media presence, if not more, then at least on the big two, Facebook and Instagram. Boom.
Yeah.
That is enough to get a foot in the door through profiles like social media executive, where the job entails a little more than answering grievances and questions on a brand's social media handles. Right. A little exposure in this profile could enhance knowledge of CRM software and social content, which can lead to a natural progression into a digital content strategist profile.
Right.
This would require some research, but it is extremely feasible given the amount of time you're spending on social media.
Right.
A digital content strategist at an agency not only leads to good exposure, but at times exposes you to large clients with crores in marketing spends at their disposal. Good work for the clients leads to not only glowing recommendations, but in quite a few cases, possible job opportunities. This being said, it does not come without its share of preparation on the part of the candidate. Fortunately, internet has made all the resources for this accessible, from Google Ads certifications, Google Ads Search certification or Google Ads Display certification, which are absolutely free, to HubSpot marketing certifications, which are available at academy.hubspot.com, which have a nominal charge. People can dabble into whatever form of digital marketing they find interesting.
Does it make sense, in your opinion, to leave a day job that sucks energy out of you, enroll in a certification full time and do it, or do you think these things can be done parallelly?
Yeah, I believe with a little effort, both can be done. However, end of the day, it is an individual choice. I cannot, however, understate the value of certifications, not just for the badge value they have on LinkedIn, but also for the knowledge that they can expose you to. This knowledge becomes extremely useful in terms of talking points in marketing interviews. There are marketing teams that are widely accepted in the industry, and it is crucial that candidates appearing for interviews are comfortable with them. Let me also state that certifications are not stamped job offers, and
Right.
merely doing certifications will ensure a flurry of marketing interview calls to start pouring in. I highly recommend the CM1 credential on General Assembly for budding marketeers. As for digital marketings, I almost swear by HubSpot certifications.
If you're a hiring
Yeah.
manager, what are the 5 or 6 key sentences that you're looking for in a CV of a person who has never been in marketing?
Let me be empathetic to hiring managers for once. They need to sift through CVs of possibly hundreds of candidates to even arrive at the first shortlist.
That's
It is
right.
extremely
Yes.
easy to get filtered out.
Yes.
The trick, therefore, is not to apply to every single marketing job there is willy nilly. Rather, read the job description carefully and apply for jobs which are most relevant to your own marketing experience. The other
Right.
scenario is making a change in your domain from sales or supply chain or any other profile into marketing. In
Right.
such case, unpaid internships, having blogs around subjects you're interested in,
Right.
creating social media content on your own profile, essentially anything that
Right.
demands attention and establishes credibility in your knowledge of the subject.
Right.
Of course, reference from someone in the company never hurts. It is important, however, to start small, even if it is a huge step down from where you are currently. And I think Shrey, in your case, you've done that to move
Yep.
into analytics.
Right.
So it's a very prudent, smart move. This is where startups have changed the game.
Right.
Most bootstrap startups need all the help they can get.
Right.
They're happy to offer marketing roles to practically anyone who
Right.
aspires, provided they don't have to shell out one too many precious bucks. The startup experience, because of the sheer amount of responsibility you are entrusted with, is
Right.
invaluable, especially if the startup goes on to do well.
Taman, before winding up, I want to ask you
Yeah,
about your blog. You just started it like a few days back, and it's
yeah,
doing amazing. How did you manage
yeah,
to get, like, I think you're getting 2,000 views a day from a one
yeah,
month old
yeah,
blog? That's
yeah.
amazing. That's unheard of. Can you please tell us how were you able to
Uh,
do this?
I think for our viewers out there who are looking to you are looking to blog, I would love to share my experience with them in just a few sentences. I think as far as blogs are concerned, and believe me, I'm getting some glowing feedback on my blog.
Yep.
It is a very plain and simple as far as aesthetics are concerned.
Right.
What really has demanded attention from the viewers or from the readers is the content.
Right.
I was laying waste my 5 year long experience in FMCG e-commerce, and I have finally put that to good use. So much so
Right.
that I've read across the internet. You can find articles and the like saying that you need a minimum 500 page views a day, to even think of monetizing your blog or something like that. And I've started getting, like you said, 2,000 page views a day in
Wow.
all of 19 days. I
Wow.
think content is king, would be my catchphrase for anybody looking to write a blog, and just take it's not even a leap of faith, it's absolutely free. I made a commitment to myself that I would not start any paid advertisement, any paid search, PPC, CPC, CPM campaigns till the time I earn my first dollar
Right.
out of my blog, and believe me, I'm well on my way to do that.
Wow.
So any resources that you need, to write a blog, to get views on your blog, to understand how your blog is doing, are absolutely, absolutely free out there. I would love, for the readers to comment on this video,
Right.
reach out to you, and then you can probably come back to me if anybody needs help out there, writing their own blog, or
Right.
just looking for a way to get started.
Right. That looks great, Taman. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Shrek. Thank you so much.